He was one of those kids that kind of slips through the cracks because he always kept to himself. He didn't want anyone to know he was different, so he'd just sit in the back of the room and never say anything. When I met him at the beginning of 4th grade, he had no confidence he would even make it through 4th grade. He didn't fight back if you asked him to write. He didn't say no. He just sat there with his pencil. Sometimes he would just write his name on his paper over and over again, so he was writing like everybody else was writing. So when he came to me, he came with 2 books from his previous teacher. He came with a Clifford book and 1st grade buddies. No one else in the classroom had these kinds of books. When you give your 9-year-old Clifford to read, you're telling him, I don't expect you to think about this, and this is all I'm going to ask you to do. And when we don't expect much, we're not going to get much. We were determined that he was going to read the same materials that every other student did. We told him all about the lightning thief. Then, when he saw this book, he was completely overwhelmed. It's almost 400 pages long. He knew that on his own, there was no way he was going to get through this book. The book really changed the way he looked at himself. At the end of The Lightning Thief, he wrote a response comparing himself to Percy. Because Percy in the text has challenges that he has to overcome, and people don't think he can do things. So by the end of the year, he was actually being an active participant because he knew that the thoughts he had were equal with anybody else's thoughts. I truly believe that without high-quality materials, he would have been condemned to such low expectations. Because we live in a small town, I've been able to keep up with him and see him. He emailed me because he wanted me to know he's going to graduate from high school. He sent the message, I have a future. What these kids are reading does matter. You can make a difference in a kid's life if you give them quality materials and challenge them to think.